Welcome back. The man accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last year in New York City is back in court today. Luigi Mangione and his attorneys, though, are fighting to exclude certain evidence from his state murder trial after he claims unconstitutional police conduct threatened his right to a fair trial.
Our chief legal analyst, Khalif Rhodes, joins us this morning. Khalif, good morning. Let's talk about some of that specific evidence, right? You've got a gun that the prosecutors say matches the murder weapon, a notebook found allegedly containing writings that indicate maybe intent. So what the defense is saying, though, that this stuff was seized intentionally. Comments made before he was read his Miranda rights. How does all that play into this decision?
I like the questions, and yes, I like the lawyering. This is good lawyering, and I'll set the stage for folks at home to know what's happening now. This isn't the trial. This is a motion to suppress hearing. Most of the time, a motion to suppress is a dispositive motion, meaning if I win that motion to suppress, the case is gone. Well, I can get that out of the way. The case won't disappear. Even if the defense is able to suppress this evidence, the case will continue to go forward. So let's set that aside. Then we're talking about two different things that happened in that moment. You're talking about a gun, a notebook, a silencer, a number of things. And where were they located? In the backpack. So you have to talk about what's going on with the backpack. And then you have to talk about the different statements. So I'll talk about the backpack and how they get to the backpack first. When you get to the backpack, it's just safety. So the officer has to be able to say that I was in fear of my life, that because I'm fearing that this situation could be dangerous, that I need to do a safety search, and I'm checking and searching this individual and the items that he has. So that's how you would get to the backpack. A number of the statements that the officer made that, hey, I recognize that this is happening. I was watching Fox News all day. I've seen his face. I saw the images of the shooting. And so because of this, I'm fearful, right? That's great. Those statements also hurt them in terms of allowing the individual Mangione statements to come in. Why? Because at the time, when they make the statements, they should have Mirandized them, and they didn't. And so what his defense attorneys are arguing, and this is a good lawyering it, is when did you recognize that this was him? Did you recognize that this was him when you walked into that door? Or did you already recognize or believe that this was him before you walked in there? Was it instant? Was it immediate? Was it a couple minutes? Because if it was, okay, I know when I'm getting to this building that this is the guy that we're looking for before I even see him, you know what? You probably should have Mirandized him the second you started talking to him. And it didn't happen like that. What actually happened is he was having a casual conversation. They were listening to the music, kind of like joking, asking him what he was there for. And then once he pulled his mask down, then that's when the officer started to say, okay, now I clearly recognize it was him. But if you look at the text message, what they talked about in court, the officer was texting his supervisor and saying, hey, I'll buy you a hoagie if it's him. You know, go in there and find out if it's the guy. So they already kind of figured that it was him. Now the defense is saying, well, these text messages support that you knew it was him. And if you knew that it was him, you should have Mirandized him instantly.
I was going to say, does that change, or does anything change with Miranda rights when you are looking for a dangerous suspect and there's a manhunt? Can you do that quicker, or do you employ any other sort of investigative tactics?
If you know that this is the person you're looking for and you believe that you found him, if you want to ensure that those statements will later come in at trial, or that they're not in the motion to suppress hearing like we're in now, it's better to err on the side of safety and say, I'll Mirandize him the second I talk to him. Hey, you got a right to remain silent. Okay, now we can have a conversation. Because a lot of things happen in that brief moment. He gave them a fake ID. He gave them a false name. They ran the search, and then after they found that out, then he gave them the real information, and then they arrested him and Mirandized them. So a lot of the things that are happening there may not come in because of the lack of Mirandizing, and it doesn't take long to do that. And so that part of the conversation, at least right there, should have occurred. Oftentimes you may see in the movies that it happens like that, but even in practice sometimes it doesn't happen in that space. They may wait if they arrest them, depending on where the arrest happens. They may Mirandize them right at the station or re-Mirandize them. There's nothing wrong with doing it multiple times, but let's go ahead and get it out the way now so this conversation is protected. We're all wearing body cam so you can see it, and you can either see that you said it or you didn't. That's what the defense is harping on right now.
Well, this is a high public interest case. We will be following it, I'm sure, to the very end. Khalif, thanks. Appreciate that.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.